This is Brands Hatch, the acknowledged home of British motor racing. This is the Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth 4x4. And this is Rod Barrett, the lucky man who's going to drive it. Rod, who was on the winner's podium at the 1990 Duckhams Formula Ford Festival, is a Brands Hatch racing instructor and a former saloon car champion in his native Australia, so I'll bet he's missing the sun even more than we are. Shortly, Rod here will be putting the Cosworth through its paces on the track, giving you a chance to test your judgment from the comfort of your armchair. But first, Rod, tell us a bit about this car.
The car is capable of 150 miles an hour. It does 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds, and at 6,250 revs, it's producing 220 brake horsepower.
And how will it perform in these conditions?
Well, with four-wheel drive, with limited slip differentials, four-wheel disc brakes, with ABS, it's a very good car.
Brands Hatch is a notoriously difficult circuit at the best of times. But on a day like today, Rod will be having to work hard just to keep the Cosworth on the track. Drivers like Rod have to hit each corner at exactly the right speed if they want to stay in control and win. And that's where you come in. As we watch Rod drive around the track, you'll hear this sound 6 times. That's your cue to estimate the speed the car is travelling at that precise moment. The prize? A brand new Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth 4x4 of your very own. Feeling confident? Well, believe me, you've got a pretty tricky task ahead. To give you a hand, Rod is going to take us round the track once before the competition lap.
Okay, here we go now for a lap of Brands Hatch, and away we go in the 4x4 Sierra Cosworth, up to 6,000 revs and into second gear as we head towards Paddock Hill Bend. Again 6,000 into Paddock and onto the brakes, four-wheel ABS, through Paddock Hill Bend now. Coming across to the apex, clipping the apex and taking the four-wheel drive down the hill, in third gear, up to fourth, under the bridge, on the brakes, down into third gear. Taking a nice line, wintry conditions, brushing leaves across, making conditions very slippery. Feeding the power on down Graham Hill Bend and into third, into the apex, bringing the car across, very, very slippery through here, feeding the power on just gently. 4,500, 5,000 revs as we take it up, 5,500 dab on the brakes as we come to Surtees. Turning in, very, very slippery in the conditions. Four-wheel drive, really battling for grip through there on the brakes. Down into clearways now. We're looking at one of the slower parts. We've only got 3,000 revs on the clock at the moment. Four-wheel drive here. Power on, wait till we straighten up and just feed the throttle absolutely right to the floor now. Third gear, 6,000 revs. Fourth gear, past the start-finish line.
That really is very impressive in these conditions. So you've got the idea. Every time you hear this sound, you note down the speed you think Rod is doing. Remember, the circuit at Brands Hatch is 1.2036 miles long. The Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth does 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds, and Rod will be pushing the car as hard as he dares. So fasten your seatbelt and good luck. Well done, Rod. Well, how did you do? Why not have another look? If you look at the sleeve of your video, you'll find details on how to enter our competition. And who knows, you could be behind the wheel of one of these beauties in the very near future. Any chance of a lift, Rod?